on my other wee phone, but I haven't turned it on, so I'm just going to assume. Hopefully somebody joins. So yeah, this was my grandmaster plan for being able to do the lives every day. And when I say every day, we're saying that loosely. It's I'm going to try for Monday to Friday. Mondays are my day myself, my moon day, but we're going to see how we go with that, because I don't mind if I'm doing it like this, and I don't mind if I'm dressed and having a fairly awake and alert Monday either. Do you know what? Part of me is like, should I check that there's no reason why people wouldn't be able to hear? But let's just, the technology these days. Ugh. Right, so it's very windy and rainy here today. I don't think it's probably, let's face it, it's not going to be as bad as some other places in the world, but everything where I live from high up here, it looks like the worst storm ever. And then I get down and I'm like, is this it? So I don't know. At some point after this, I'm gonna. I don't know about a walk, because I think it's a bit wild. It's not wise to walk by the. Well, anyway, but I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna get out. I'm not too confident about that, though, am I? But work wise, I'm just doing this, and then I've got one of your lovely one of you's unlisted I'm gonna do later on. Yeah. So for those of you that have followed me since the Facebook days, you might remember that I used to call my serendipitous lives, which is basically everything I do, divinely timed. Because I used to do daily divine guidance on Facebook and Instagram, and then I think it was actually just before the pandemic, I was doing these lives and I called it divinely timed, and I feel like I just want to go back to that on the days like this where I can't be bothered being on camera. This is the solution, because I'm going to be able to do this. So I'm just going to do my usual, see what comes up. It's either going to be a message for you or it's not. There's always going to be something that's going to be helpful for someone. I don't want to be here like ages and ages. The other thing I'm just remembering is the reason why I don't usually like these vertical live streams is because sometimes you can get flooded with a ton of people. That's not right now. There's only 3 people. And like it just jumped from 3 to 12 people like that. And sometimes it can be fucking weirdos. So I hope, I'm sure you 12 people out there aren't fucking weirdos. But let's hello, Bis Wajita. I don't know how to say that, but I'm just going to check that people can hear. Yeah, the volume's all right. Okay, so yeah, that is the thing I completely forgot there, because now it's 16 people. So that's the thing I completely forgot, is when I'm doing this and needing to keep an eye on the chat and that can be quite distracting. So if I miss what anyone says, that's why, basically. I'm not doing personal readings, I'm just doing collective, so you can hang around and see. You can hang around and see if it resonates, but I wish you a happy marriage life wherever that comes, or if you're in it. And right. Yeah, let's just crack on with this, because I can just tell I'm going to get overwhelmed if there's like yeah, not doing personal messages, it's just collective. So right, I'm gonna fairly kind of, I'm not ignoring it, but I'm just gonna say that once, and I'm not gonna keep repeating it. This is what I mean about it. This is why I don't like doing this. So but as I said, unless people start watching the videos that I film that are not live, I'm gonna have to do this more, because it's the shorts and the live content. That's it. That's what people seem to like. So, or I could just actually be getting the laptop and not doing it. I just wanted to try it on the phone, but it's already annoying me. Right. So I'm going to shuffle these, right? But when I picked these up, that was on the top. And that's kind of interesting, because the video I did film last night for today, but remember, it's all timeless, It was about like I know it was about a dark karmic energy, like or whatever words you want to use, but it had some, not so complimentary words about a feminine. You'll see what I mean when I put it out. It was my eyes got led to the other. I said last night in the live. So yeah, I'm just wondering if, maybe somebody with wicked ways is getting found out, like as soon as now, because Neptune literally just went to Aries last night. Neptune, um, as we know, just was in Pisces and can be about confusion, illusion, lies, deception. Going into Aries, Aries is truth. So yeah, and then as soon as Saturn moves into Aries around Valentine's, like I just think that there is going to be a lot of people's wicked ways being exposed in like the wider sense in the world and in personal situations. But let's give them a wee shuffle and see. I've not got the guidebook for these, but I don't need guidebooks. Do you know what I mean? Roads where we're going, we don't need roads. We don't need guidebooks. Do you know what's quite funny? You know how like Back to the Future is like one of my favorite. I literally watch it all the time. I never get bored of it. But it was kind of funny how I said that. I quoted that like at the end of like one of the last lives, and then I did happen to catch Back to the Future like right as it was ending to hear that bit. And then there was another film I made, oh Titanic, and then I saw Titanic was on, and it was like right the day after I said it. So even that's just the little funny ways of clairvoyance. So I know some of you but don't know what I'm talking about. Oh wait a minute, some of these cards weren't in it. So anyway, let's just see what comes out of this. So my intention for this was we're just going to do a collective reading, and everything I do is channeling, clearing, healing energy. So if you want to soak up the healing energy from this, absolutely do. If you don't want it, you're in control of that. But I'm always putting out healing prayers and clearing energy. And although I'm saying it's a collective reading, I'm going to home in on like someone's specific situation, but nobody in the chat. Well, it might be someone in the chat, right? I don't know, but I'm just channeling out someone's message. So, like I said, I'll say hi at the end when I'm finished this, but I might not say hi during. I usually do say hi during, but we're just going to crack on with this. I'm just going to see where it goes. So, because of saying that, now just keep in mind the thing about a karmic female. Because like I said, that was what, from what I can remember, that was what the one that will go out later on tonight or whenever I release that was about. I've not watched it back yet, so I've not even titled or anything. But so it's just kind of interesting when I picked that, it said her wicked ways. So if that comes out again, that'll be a real sort of red flag. The other thing actually is I just looked and the moon in Taurus is the moon's conjunct Uranus right now. So I was born with moon conjunct Uranus, but it is pretty like weird and wonderful or wacky, or it's people born with that. Well, actually, people born with that can have pretty supernatural abilities. That is my belief, like what I've got. But that's a lot of you too. But you know what I mean? It's because Uranus is that awakening energy, that very galactic energy. You can feel very like star seedy or all these kind of words. But yeah, it's pretty unpredictable. You know what I mean? And like I even said that last night, I'm aware of that myself. Like a lot of the things I do are very predictable, and then some things it's just like very unpredictable. So it's a bit of a walking contradiction like that. But as I say all the time, that is true divine feminine energy. That spontaneity, that fun, that playful energy that actually came out in the live last night. Like I was being like that. I was embodying that energy even more so after explaining that I so did not feel like that before I was doing the live. Um, and then the card came out saying that. So, sorry, we've got a wee crisp there. This is actually, if truth be told, this is actually like the dog blanket. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not. It's a blanket on my bed, but I always kind of keep it for when my wee dog piles up. Because it's like, I don't like the thought of the dog being on the bed, but the reality is she's tiny, she's cute, and she jumps up on the bed. I'm not going to tell her to get off, do you know what I'm saying? But I'm not really wanting her on my duvet and my pillow and all that. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, so what I was going to say, there's moon conjunct Uranus in any sign is pretty unpredictable. The moon is your feelings. That's feminine. Actually, that's interesting. Yeah, that's feminine energy, the moon. Taurus is also feminine energy, grounding. But this moon in Taurus is conjunct Algol, which is about losing your head. It can be literally about losing your head. But the way I always take it to mean is be careful you don't lose your head. Like, be careful you don't like, yeah, just go mad on someone or something, or be mindful that people might lose their head with you, especially with Neptune going into Aries. Because remember, Aries is anger. So, I'm sure that you won't be the first person to have heard that we are in warlike energies, but obviously we put out the prayers and the peace and the healing energy. But yeah, could be a bit of losing your head energy if you're not mindful of that, or other people doing that with you. So you see how it's like we've not even pulled the cards, and I could see how that, with the moon feminine energy, Uranus can be unpredictable, and then her wicked ways. There could be an unpredictable outburst from a female or a karmic feminine in particular. I feel like somebody. I mean, I'm saying karmic. I'm meaning like, yeah, like, well, wicked. It's not the best, is it? It's none of that might have anything to do with whatever else I'm going to pull out, but I kind of feel like it will with me saying that. But seeing all of that. So, and of course, you might be watching this, and the moon has already moved into Gemini, but it'll make sense to someone. So, because I feel when I'm doing these ones, it's going to be like a wee heads up for people in that, right? So what do we need to know? Let's see if that comes out again. The good geisha. Oh, now that's annoying because I think I did read that before. What's interesting me is we've got the wicked thing and then the good. So that's that's what's sticking out to me. The wicked and the good. So is this like a bigger collective message that good is going to prevail over evil, light is prevailing over dark? You know what I'm saying? But that could be in personal situations too. Meant for you, like what's meant for you won't go for you. I think it is that. Like, I'm liking this already. So I feel this is going to be for someone if you feel like in a situation you've been wronged in a situation. Also, the 18th of January could have been a significant date. Obviously, we're past that now, but it could have been um a significant date for someone, or a birthday, an anniversary, whatever. Um but also, the 1st of February is the full moon in Leo, which is on Sunday. So that's why all the shorts that I filmed yesterday was really dramatic leading up to Sunday. Yeah, I think what's for you won't go by you. And then that was interesting because when I was watching Love Island like a couple of nights ago, I only noticed that the Ronan Keating's son's tattoo actually says that what's for you won't go by you, or something like that. So I think what's meant for you has passed you by in some sort of way, or you feel like it has. And it was through some kind of wicked action that upset you, but the good is gonna win. Yeah, yeah, we're going, loving it. Right, it's kind of you know what I mean? It's kind of giving like Wicked vibes a little bit too. You know the film. It's like people are wronging the wrong person. Right, so this is going to be what's the karmic lesson in all of this then? Whoever's resonating with this. Because I don't want these really to be any longer than half an hour, but too late, no one cares, not good enough. Break self-limiting beliefs. The only limits are the ones you impose. Break free from outdated beliefs and unlock your true potential. Right. Did somebody trying to stop a union, like what was just for a change, but I'm here to channel about these. Like, it feels like, look, someone has tried to prevent a union from coming about. Let's home in on the wicked thing. I think a karmic feminine, whoever they are in the equation, whether it's somebody's present partner, ex partner, or a family member that's, well, not wanting you to do well in life and be happy. Unfortunately, it does happen. Or like a karmic friend, a frenemy, you know what I mean? Somebody that's trying to stop you in some sort of way, or like this can be in work too, people that are hidden enemies, you know, in that kind of field. But it's, yeah, I really do feel like there's, I mean, I say really do feel that means a stronger message. I feel there is a karmic feminine around you if you're watching this, whether you are male or female, whatever the connection is, that they tried to keep you in an energy of not feeling good enough. It's too late, you know, you can't do this. Um, you might as well stop trying, right? You've believed what they've said, which isn't true, and then notice her wicked ways. We don't know where she's gone now. She's fucked off. So that's why that actually could make sense as well. Sorry to laugh, but I could see that could actually make sense that someone from someone's past as well, like an ex or something. It's like her wicked ways have been left behind and upset you. Look, and also confusion illusion, it was deception because 18's a moon card, hidden stuff, which is what I expose all the time. But my stance on that is I was born on the 18th, so I'm really good at seeing through the illusions and helping people bust through limiting beliefs. Ah, yes, because bringing it back to moon conjunct Uranus, I was born with this. I was born with moon conjunct Uranus and Sagittarius is beliefs. And my Sagittarius is conjunct Uranus and the South Node, so I help people break free of limiting beliefs. If you're new around here, everyone else is like, oh my God, I could say that word for word myself. But yeah, so not very nice here, but a similar story. Someone has kept something that was meant for you at bay. Or to be, you know, more, let's home in on this, you allowed someone to keep you feeling crap about yourself and stop what's meant for you coming towards you because you believe they're bullshit. Hopefully by the end of this, you're like, yeah, fuck it, I'm not going to believe them anymore. Right, so I think I want one more though. Let's get another one. Oh, look, it's either an angry man or an angry woman. She's like, I'm fucking feeling this moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus. I'm going to sweep this shit out the window. Unblock the flow. When your energy is stuck, nothing moves. Start small, clean a space, cry it out, speak a truth. Movement is medicine. So I feel this is definitely something about Neptune moving in Aries. It's like, right, it's time to get the house cleaned. Do you know what I mean? Whether you're a man or a woman, there's stuck energy, there's a mess. I've been writing this letter. I don't know how to send it. I need to take my Christmas tree down. Oh, that's my one. I need to unblock the flow, you know, and I need to unblock the lies that I've been telling myself here. Right, okay, so that's enough of that story. Well, we're carrying on with the story, but let's get to the next part of it because that's already been 17 minutes. Do we go with these or these? So what does somebody, I'm going to end with the mermaid cards. What does somebody need to know about this? What do you need to do if that resonated for you? Whether this karmic female, this wicked woman, we're going to say, because it said her wicked ways, somebody's nasty words have stayed with you, whether they're around you presently or from the past. What do you need to do about it? And if that doesn't make any sense to you, to be blunt, that is not your message. That is what's coming through. Calm communication. Are you articulating as you intend to be heard? Interesting. So that makes a lot of sense because, like I said, listen, when it comes to astrology, people describe it's. I always notice how people describe astrology a lot of the time how they've experienced it, which does make sense, but that's what you got to be aware of. One person describing one sign, I can, because of my Pluto zero degree Scorpio, I can always tell, oh, you don't describe Aries very well because you've clearly not had good experiences with Aries. So anyone like that, you would need to be aware of your own agenda there and your own bias and all that kind of stuff. And or you don't describe X, Y, and Z like this because you've not had a good experience. It's like that's why I'm always really open about, like, when I talk about Pisces moon, I do tend to home in on the things I don't like about it because I don't like when the moon's in Pisces. Not all the time. It is very magical, mystical, and I have really quite lovely silent experiences and all that kind of all the stuff that's amazing about it. But because my personal experience with Pisces moon in fucking every area of life have not been the greatest, you know, I've had more not nice ones and good ones. It does tend to stick out to me, but because I always bring that out with the dark and into the light, at least I'm making people aware of that. And I'm like, I'm always like, oh, I hope you're going to be a Pisces moon person that changes my mind about it. And there have been some, honestly, there are some lovely ones that lurk because it's a very silent sort of placement. that have changed my mind about that. So I'm not like, oh my God, you're Pisces moon. I don't want you around. Blah, blah. You know what I mean? Absolutely not. But I feel it's something like that. And it's so interesting that they're homing me in on this because, again, we're going to get all the lessons from Love Island just now, right? There's a guy on that, funnily enough, is an Aries. And I've said this before, although I'm an Aries, Aries men, it's almost like overload of, well, it's not almost, it's overload of masculine energy. Um, and, because Aries is it's about your personality, it's about your ego as well. And remember, ego isn't a bad thing. We've all got an ego, we've all got a personality. People wouldn't tune into me for very long if you find me boring. So there's something that you find entertaining or helpful or healing. And same with everyone else you watch. You're watching them for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I'm going to be blunt. People I find boring, I'm not going to be hanging around long, especially the attention spans we've all got these days. There's something I'm watching for. But, but what was sticking out to me about that guy on Love Island is he does, his temper does seem to get to him quite a bit. And it's like he was being all, and I think he is a nice guy, but it's like he was being all nicey, and now we're like a wee bit further into it. Like he lost his shit there the last couple of days. But again, we know that is because of Neptune in the last two Pisces, and then Neptune going into Aries with him being an Aries. And then it was quite sad because in last night's one, just for those of you that aren't watching it, or if you are, just to sort of get what I'm saying, like I saw him kind of processing his feelings a little bit about the fact he's kind of lost out. Like the girl chose someone else. Again, you see that would dent your ego because he had his pick of the bunch really, and then didn't pick the other girl, cut her off because he was thought the other one was a sure thing, and then she's picked someone else. So it's kind of like, look, everyone takes a wee knock to their ego. Maybe the guy needed humbled, but then it was a bit of a shame that he was crying. But so there's something about being humbled here too. But I think there's something in that moon conjunct Uranus right now in Algol about keep your communication calm. And are you articulating as you intend to be heard? But bear in mind, I definitely do feel there could be somebody else losing their shit towards you, especially if it's a woman. This is very interesting. You can let me know if this is making sense to you. Right. Also, as well, because I'm actually just gonna, I know where all the planets are, but I like to just kind of look at it when I'm saying it. Because in Mercury in Aquarius, well, really, it's like Mercury, Venus, and Aquarius. Sorry, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, and the Sun, and Pluto, all in Aquarius. Like, that's all really unpredictable behavior. So even without the thing about the moon and Taurus and all of that, it's all very unpredictable behavior, actually. Right, give us some more. So keep your communication calm where possible. Get the fuck out of there if someone looks like they're about to blow their top. Increase color in your life, add vibrancy to your chakras. Bringing about some browns or black or like red, like root chakra energies to ground your energy. Stay in your sovereignty. You have power over your mind, body, and spirit. Yeah, there's definitely something here about you. Stay in your sovereignty. So somebody might try to trigger you. And then another one about expression. Let yourself be danced by a divine creative expression. Right, okay. It starts getting a bit confusing when we get too many. What else do we need to know? Someone's awakening to their ancient wisdom. You're an old soul. Open your eyes and recognize the sage within. So when we bring it back to what I'd pulled through originally, has a wicked woman, and I'm saying wicked woman because it had her wicked ways, right? It didn't have his wicked ways, so it's her, right? Has a wicked woman tried to make you feel like you aren't as intelligent and wise and all knowing as what you are? That's what it looks like. That, and now that you've detached from whoever this is, you're starting to see the truth about your ancient soul. And I say this all the time, I attract so many old souls all the time because this is my last life and I'm an old soul, so it's got nothing to do with your age in this life. Although you may be a sexy silver fox there with this man. Retreat from situations that are not in harmony with your soul, open to greater love. Yeah, I feel that's what's went on here. You've detached from somebody that had a very negative influence on you with words, and you've started to see the truth about yourself. I could also see how if this was actually twin flames, which I wasn't getting that vibe, I'm getting I feel the karmic, I feel that's like a karmic energy that's had a negative influence on someone. But now I'm seeing it as like if a twin flame has detached from a masculine, it's allowed them to awaken to who they really are, and that's the truth. Full moon as well, full moon on Sunday. Being in resonance with your soul brings all things to light. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, it could even be that, right? Like, look, now I'm seeing it a different way. Because you've detached from a karmic feminine. Remember, seems like it's romantic now, but that could be like a family or a friend or somebody that's, a female that's held you back, that's not a lover. But look, because you've detached from a karmic feminine, so put her out the way, that's somebody realizing the truth of their soul, because twin flames are about the soul. Something's coming to light. And that's funny. I was going to say we're all children of God a minute ago because I thought it was that card and it's come out. Universal child. Within a child's eyes, here lives where innocence is guided by love and trust has no boundaries. I often think that's about the inner child. So that's why it's like that could go another way. Somebody could have detached from like a karmic mother. That might be someone else's story. And because of that, you see the truth about who you really are and that there was manipulation there. Unfortunately, I know quite a few people that's going to be for. And yeah, Braveheart. And that's always my sign of somebody Scottish. And actually, I did think of somebody Scottish when I thought of that there. In the deepness of your wounds, you summon truth, call forth light and strength and forgiveness. Galactic soul. And I'd said about all the Aquarius, it's very galactic. As your energy vibration expands, you remember your galactic family. That's what's happening here. You're awakening to the ancient wisdom within you, your courage, and you're feeling your galactic guides, and it's changing your path. Change your direction and find a new way to travel along familiar paths. This is all the masculine energy, male or female. You could have been thinking everything was going one way, and it's like, boom, now you're going that way. You're heading this way with a karmic partner, and now you're wanting to go towards a twin flame because you get it. I mean, this is how these things are. This is the same as last night as well. Right. Anyway, so but there was lots of different true storylines that were coming in there. So anyway, let's get one card to end it, and I'm going to put the phone down. I'm going to read this, and I'm quite good Lord. What's with all the Pauls here? We've got lots of Pauls in the surnames. That's interesting in the screen names. But sorry, Paul, I can't because I am going in a minute. But you can watch this and see if it resonates. I'm saying I'm kind of like wowed because if you watch the one, I'll try and pin it below in the comments. I channeled one that was all about the end of Neptune and Pisces, and it was about, unfortunately, karmic females and homing in specifically on mothers. And maybe it doesn't always need to be your mum, but it's got to be somebody with children for me to be saying mothers. So whether it's an ex or a friend that's a mum or blah, 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 it can go all different ways, right? Or it's just you're needing to heal your own female energy. Do you know what I mean? Farewell to the moon. The moon is the mother. And look how much we went on about the moon, with it being Taurus moon. And also Cancer moon, which is about mothers. And it's usually where I pull through things about whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, about family and mothers. That's at the weekend right before the full moon. And the shorts was like that. One of the shorts was like that. Farewell to the moon. Yeah, someone is saying goodbye to a karmic feminine. Now, who the karmic female is in your life, only you're going to know if this is for you. Obviously, don't make this yours. It's not yours. You would know. It would hit you in the heart. It would be well known. It would be going on, well known to yourself or to other people. Or, hello, Brandy, how are you doing? I don't know what 40 is in my temperature. So, yeah, I don't know what that. I don't know what that is. It's like minus. I couldn't believe it on my app today. It was saying it was, I think it said 5 degrees or 3 degrees, but feels like minus 10. I was like, is that a fucking mistake? Minus 10 because it was saying it felt like -2 yesterday. And then, so I was looking at more locally where I live because sometimes it'll say Edinburgh, but then you've got to home in on where you are. Um, but it's actually colder where I am anyway. And it was then right enough, it was only saying -1. But I mean, yeah, so I've no idea what that is, but I hope you're keeping warm and toasty wherever you are. And thank you for loving my accent, Paul. But yeah, unfortunately, this is totally tying together everything that I've channeled here. Farewell to the wicked way to her wicked ways. You'll only get that if you watch it from the start. And it does fit with the one for today too. And bear in mind, I just left this totally open and see what comes through. And it's weird, it's the same energy, but it's meaningful. Appreciate and enjoy the lunar light and cycles. And because there's a huge big full moon binder ahead, the full moon is at the weekend. I'm going to have to put this down a minute while I find the page. I'm still here, but I am going soon. 17. That's a channeled message. And I've just opened the book at the one from last night, The Return of Aphrodite. What did I just say? I'm still here, but I am going soon. You see, that could be somebody that is still in a karmic cycle, but they're going soon. And then I open the page at the Return of Aphrodite. I can see what they're saying here. Right, so 17. Whoever you are, if this was yours, I feel you've seen through, like the mask has slipped around someone. That's the way I would describe it. Oh yeah, that's weird. That's like what that is like what I just described about the guy on Love Island. Again, it's not. I want to say that saying I don't like it's not that deep, but it's kind of like I do like him, but nobody can maintain a mask because it's not real. It's not who you really are, and it's why I say all the time if I'm not having a great day, I'm actually just really very honest when I'm on a live, because I just think it's more helpful all round. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm feeling great today, or I'm not feeling the best, but let's crack on with this. And the days where I'm like, I was meant to be on and I'm not, it's even worse. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. Do you know what I mean? And it's like today, I actually feel good today, but obviously I channeled quite a few lives in a bit, and it's drizzly, sleety, horrible rain kind of, which I actually kind of do like walking in, but it's a bit of a weather warning. Um, I'm not. I don't know that I'm actually going to let that stop me. To be honest, I'm just going to. I don't know. Just have another cup of tea and get dressed and see how I feel. I do need to go and do a couple of things, but either way, yeah, it's farewell to something here. And farewell to illusions, definitely, because we said goodbye to Neptune and Pisces yesterday. Farewell to the moon. That is just really interesting to me that that's come up a couple of times now. Right. Farewell to the distorted feminine energy in everyone. Because, like I've said, you can get distorted, bitchy feminine energy in men too. Like the shitty frenemy, hidden enemy guy pals that just, feed their friends shite so that they stay in miserable, well, karmic relationships with women like this. That's a thing too, of all different ages. They're miserable in a relationship, so they want you to stay miserable. Keep your eyes open for that too, especially because we're in Year of the Snake. And because it's 33 minutes in, Judas energy, and because I channeled something about Judas the other day, this is all going to be making sense to someone. So appreciate and enjoy the lunar light and cycles. We love the moon, for she is precious, and yet we're bidding her a long farewell, appreciating her energy. Humans are not long lived. Their priorities often reflect their lifespan, but we know the beautiful moon is distancing herself little by little, and the power of the sun grows stronger. Remember, the moon is the feminine, the sun is the masculine. So that could mean a masculine is growing stronger by distancing themselves from, in this case, a karmic feminine. And how fucking interesting is that when that's how I described it with the detached thing? Oh my God. Um, so someone was draining someone's energy and life force. That's how this is coming through. Whoever they are. Doesn't mean you're romantic, but it's a female around somebody was draining the life out of someone. So we connect with as much as we can when it's present. And if you too watch the sky in her crystal ball, you will feel the sea mother's tides and cycles dancing with the sacred moon's waxing and waning. Oh God, this is just a wee bit getting a bit too long. You humans to respond to the moon's tides, the solar tides to the galactic tides. The great ocean may respond more readily, but the firm earth also breathes in and out, as do the waters of this beautiful planet, and the dancing with the moon, and observed by the beautiful being of the sea. Connect with her, for she moves you always. Come to know her as you will know the mystery of life without ever being able to speak it. It will live in your bones, blood, and cells, the water of your blood, and you will be free of the falsehoods of your human time, and come to know the times and the cycles that are old, wise, and powerful. So, like the moon, you shine and you dim, you grow and you shrink. All these things are taught by the simple observation of walking, swimming, dwelling in the ocean magic's moonlight. If we learn to yield and capitulate, set the tone, lead, and allow another to take control at times, all be well. This dance is echoed in varying shapes of the moon as she yields the darkness, then grows in brightness each month as women bleed their oceanic bloods each lunar month. Oh, I was talking about it the other day. I'm fairly talking about it fairly often. Observe the moon be under her light, withdraw with her darkening, know what her phase was at the moment you first drew breath. It need not be complex. The simple connection will change you so that your true essence can come forth and be known by the world. Interesting. Bit of a mysterious one going on too. And again, the moon is about mystery. And I would know because I was born on the 18th. Maybe you were born on the 18th too. But yeah, let's get one more. So yeah, there's lots of different bits and bobs coming in. So just take what resonates, leave the rest. Duality, exactly. Lots of bits and bobs coming in here. But ultimately, I feel it's leading twin flames together. In a world of duality sits truth, a place where love dances in unity with its own shadow. That is so deep, but I can see how, for the most part, it feels like it's talking about somebody. It actually feels like people working out, and this doesn't need to be a man about a woman. It can, like I said, it can be women, divine masculines about karmic females around them. It could be about it can be about so many different things here, but it's like I feel ultimately it's working out who's solely operating out of their shadow, their unhealed shadow all the time, and wicked and wanting people to be unhappy and wanting people to play small and all this kind of stuff and wanting to cause pain and harm and, accruing bad karma. And who's got good intentions coming from the light and truth and got my best interests. And then you can take it one step deeper. Am I coming from my unhealed shadow? Am I coming from a place of pain? Am I coming from a wounded inner child? Like, what is it that I need? There's so many different ways that this can go, but ultimately, I need to stop this somewhere. So I'm going to stop this here. I'll try doing it for the rest of the week coming up. So again, I think loosely my plan is that I'll go live at 1:44 like I done today. So I know that that's going to be ridiculously early for some of you. So sorry about that, but it might not suit me some days too, because it might totally like just be right in the middle of when I need, I don't know, like if a client books in or something. But I'm just going to try that, and some will be like this, and some will be on camera like I usually am. But yeah, let me know if you like this. Let me know, and like I said, it's not the first time I've done like lives like this. I usually do, bar one of the years, I can't remember, 3 years ago or something, to maybe, oh, I don't know, 2, 3 years ago, I do get guided to do these daily lives in addition to the other ones that I do. But it's more just because the views are just like so low. There's just no point in doing the other ones. So yeah, let me know if you like this. It meant something to you. You don't need to go into you don't need to go in all the ins and outs of the specifics if it's really private. But if you just let me know, yeah, I like this, I know what it meant, I'd really appreciate that, and at least like it, hype it, all that jazz. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. And there'll be another one coming out at some point. And yes, if you are in a extra blizzardy, stormy, cold part of the world, I hope that you've got everything you need to stay warm and cozy and safe, and definitely putting prayers out the world to all the other places and people that need that safety and stuff too, whatever's going on. And yes, have a lovely day. See you later.